Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Nodlan. We are broadcasting to you from the East Coast of New York, giving you daily updates from real estate entrepreneurs so you can become one yourself. And today we have a new entrepreneur for the week, and with the first and second post from Sara Aviv Berger. And today we're going to discuss about branding. What kind of branding you can do for yourself and for your real estate business. So you really want to stick around and hear about that. So if you've been wondering who we are providing real estate courses, mentoring, financing, deal analysis. We also do transfer of funds if you need to transfer to the US or from the US. And we also do deal analysis. If you purchase the property, you're looking to purchase a property, you're not sure about the value, contact us. We're going to do deal analysis for you. So you're going to see if this is a good deal or not. So please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. All right, and let's jump into the post. And today we're going to talk about branding. Okay, but first of all, let's see who is Sara Aviv Berger. Okay, so I thought a lot about the forum's proposal to introduce myself as part of the Entrepreneur of the Week. And my initial thought was, what do I have to innovate for all of the experts here who do using this long before me? Until last week, I was still debating whether I should cancel, but then I remembered that it is not only important to innovate, but also to get your audience excited and connected. Elon Musk did not invent the electric car. Electric car manufacturers were still ahead of him and still are. So what is so special about Tesla that Renault, Ford, or Seat did not have? They didn't have Elon Musk, the second richest man in the world, who lives in an apartment worth $50,000 and manages to convince Metro LA that his idea for fast transportation in tunnels is a viable idea. Have any of you heard of the name Joseph Swan? Guess not, but most of you know the name Edison as the inventor of the light bulb that actually gained world fame for an invention invented by someone else and only perfected by him. Have you ever wondered why Columbus was perceived as an American explorer when Indians were there before him? It has already been proven that another man named Erickson preceded Columbus by 500 years and discovered America before him. For the record, 6 to record that I'm in favor of the Indian version. Have you noticed that Apple is no longer so exciting since Steve Jobs is gone? To me, it's already less magnificent. It's just another company that makes computers and phones, and I'm no more addicted to iPhone and Apple in general. So basically, we not only connect with the companies that sell the products, but it is mostly the people behind the product that makes us excited and connected to what they are selling. We are all entrepreneurs and real estate investors in the American market, each in their own niche. And let's face it, most of us have not invented something that other entrepreneurs in Israel or abroad have not done before us. But everyone is excited about this crazy industry and manages to excite investors. In conclusion, the interesting question is why? Why do we do what we do? Hello guys, my name is Sara Aviv Berger. I was born in Tiberias. I'm 42 years old. I experienced an amazing childhood at home, from which I took 15 minutes to descend down the hill to dip in the waters of the Sea of Galilee. I'm married to Udi and mother to the lovely 4-year-old Ariel. Until 5 years ago, I was a marketing and trade manager and managed successful brands in their field until it was no longer a challenge and no longer pushed me to break boundaries, conquer goals, take risks, and have fun. So I resigned without knowing where I was headed, but with a strong desire to end this burden and be free to do things I love. It was not an easy task, as I'm writing to you right now. It took me years to release the fear of leaving a job, salary, and good conditions. Moreover, I had no idea what to do being a hiring manager and climbing the ladder slowly. What is my vocation? What do I want to be great in? As long as I did not have a clear answer, I maintained a status quo regarding livelihood, but those of you who experience it will understand. When not enjoying what you do, the erosion is much higher. Very quickly, I was miserable. I felt like a tiger in a cage of gold. I knew that change must be made, and not so I will mourn my life, not satisfied with work. In the years, I made the biggest change of my life. I left a secure career and set out on a journey of self discovery. I found my one who supported me along the way. We got married and became parents. We moved to a new city, and I lost my father. I did not know I would find myself in real estate. I did not even know I was dreaming about it. I studied interior design, a field that has always excited me, and I also managed to apply today in the flips I make, and became interested in investing. It was decided, well, I decided, but one completely agreed with me, that the small amount we had would not serve us as a basis for buying a first apartment, like most couples who get married and commit to a 30 years mortgage, but would use it for investments, and that led me to overseas investments. The more I became interested, the more curious I became, and as I, the researcher type, began to study and research the subject. When I decided I wanted to do it myself and not passively, I realized it was going to take time, so I opened an IRA account. In the past, I also studied investment management and started investing in stocks and index funds so that the money does not dust in the bank. In the meantime, until I researched in depth how exactly I invest in the US real estate market. Later, I did a course with Rafi Mizrahi and I bought my first property in 2019. I'll tell you a little bit this week about the topics that motivate me. When I asked people around me what they were interested in reading, many wanted to see sample numbers and hear about deals, so I will give an example of a deal that got complicated and an example of a deal that went smoother. I know mine is very difficult with posts too long, so I will try to be shorter and more interesting than this post. That I'll add a few more of these to my circle. Hope you enjoyed this week with me. All right, so here we can see Sarah. And here is Sarah again with her husband and the dog. All right, and we're going to jump into the next post after this short break. All right, guys, we are back and we are going to talk about branding in real estate. All right, so this post is "The Brand is Me." Many challenges we face in every change we make in life, even if we choose it. The change from self employment was a big change for me. Positive things happened with the change, a constant sense of self motivation, a crazy high sense that accompanies every success, even the smallest, creative time management in the face of the task load, like one woman show and more. There were changes that I had less easy to adopt. I come from the world of marketing, my field of specialization in my first and second degree. 15 years I worked as a brand manager and marketing manager, and when I went independent, branding was my big difficulty. Absurd, huh? I worked in large organizations, managed strong brands, and had the comfort of hiding behind the company and its brand. I did not have to expose myself on social media to promote the brand, and suddenly I own a company and I want to stand out in a sea of entrepreneurs. just like me, some of whom are older and more experienced, and I am not at all interested in being exposed. So, how do you do that? And why the brand is me, especially in the investment world? Take, for example, a brand I ran and I know well, Bosch Tools. In Israel, the brand is marketed by an Israeli private company, and the values of this company are part of the brand. Because it does not matter how good a good German brand Bosch is, if the marketer in Israel did not provide good service, adapt the products to Israeli taste and prices in Israel, build a proper reward plan for customers and their business to business plans, which will push the products to end customers and differentiate itself from the competitors, the company would not have succeeded. Let's go further. If Makita's sales agent is nicer, more service oriented, better in sales and creative than Bosch's agent, that will help the customer with a solution to their problem. Makita will be more successful in a particular store thanks to the fact that its agent at the point of sale is more successful. That is, the brand is not only the product itself, but all of the service that accompany it, its distribution channels, its image, and the manpower that represents it. Do you agree with me? Let's take this moment to our world. We are beginning real estate developers in the American market, and we want to offer our service or product, whether it flips, new construction, properties for rent, student housing, nursing homes, or you name it. We need them to know us, trust us, and want to invest with us, which means we need to build a brand and create differentiation for it. Sometimes the differentiation is who we are. I, for example, chose a model in which I, as an entrepreneur, partner in the transaction and invest money together with the investors, and also the operating contractor is a partner with us in the transaction. This is my distinction. You're probably thinking to yourself, these are things that take time to establish, and you are right. So, how do you get started? Where does the financing for the first transaction come from? My answer is strange. Be good people, loyal to yourself and others, always to everyone, everywhere. How does it help? I finance all of my transactions with the help of investors' money, other people money, OPM. That always came from the crowd of people I helped in one way or another. People who knew me from all sorts of milestones in life, like studies and work, and trusted me to always work for them. How do you build a brand that is I? There are many models that answer this question, but I wanted to give you a cute little idea that I use. Imagine that the brand is a person who is about to enter a room full of people who are interested in real estate investments in the US. People who will meet the brand for the first time. Ask yourself, what do you want this audience to think of this person? How would you like this person to be perceived by the audience? Break it down into character traits. For example, I want the audience to look at me and I will see in their eyes professional, reliable, serious, smart, and creative, and that I will turn walls for a deal to succeed. Hence, what will this person wear? What garment? What colors? From the answers, it is possible to draw conclusions about the logo and the message. Will he use humor? What will he offer? What will be the price? This is called positioning, and you can get ideas from advertising. Have you heard of it before, or have you seen it in other places? Exposure. How will it be different from all the other exhibitors in the same room? Differentiation. Keep in mind that we as customer activate a lot of emotions and association when we judge a product or service, especially nowadays that everything is visible and open on social media. On the one hand, every photo and post we post builds a certain image about us, and on the other, if we are not in the media, such a good one. Mostly, it requires us to think well whether to keep our profile private or public, whether to share things from our personal lives, and if so, what to share, how often. Personally, I am very much in favor of not judging anyone and not building prejudice. I will always prefer acquaintances and personal conversation in order to be impressed. Outside of my job, which today is 100% entrepreneurship and real estate and requires a critical eye and asking questions, in my personal life, I try very hard to be a non critical person. Finally, I want to give you some food for thought for my last post, and I hope I can challenge you. The attached image shows a graph without its variables. I deleted them. I would like you to guess what do you think the graph shows? What figures does the blue graph represent and what figures does the purple graph represent? In the meantime, until Thursday, I will think of a prize for those who guessed correctly. In the next post, I will present to you the worst deal I have had to date. I wish it would stay that way and not be worse than it. Come on, it's going to be interesting. All right, guys. Okay, so here is the graph, and you can guess what it means, but meanwhile, we can wait until the next post to see what it's all about. So I want to thank all of you for joining us today, and if you like to also become a successful real estate entrepreneur, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And we're going to see you tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.